Plaintiff Tom Wallenstein says 4 years into dating the defendant, they began verbally abusing each other. Tom claims the defendant vandalized 2 of his vehicles and planted a recording device in his home to catch him cheating. But today, he's suing for breach of contract. Defendant Wendy Gomez claims after she caught Tom cheating, he became physically abusive. Wendy's countersuing because she claims Tom filed a bogus restraining order against her, which caused her to lose money.
Tell me some background on this case or on your friendship, relationship.
Your Honor, I met Wendy in 2008 at a local pub. So 4 years into the relationship, our relationship became very verbally abusive on both sides. It escalated though when Wendy would drink. She keyed my motorcycle, she keyed and egged my truck, and in July, she planted a tape recorder device in my house trying to catch me at cheating. Your Honor, Wendy is the one that actually was cheating. She was involved with the man for 9 months.
How did you come to find that out?
She openly admitted and told that to me. Your Honor, I want to admit that I used very verbal abusive language with Wendy. And no man should say that to a woman. It's not right.
Is it something you can't control, or is it something that just happens when you drink, or?
It's not when I was drinking. I think a lot of it had to do with the actions that Wendy brought against me.
I understand, but people argue all the time.
That's true.
And they don't become abusive. There's usually a reason that people become abusive. It's verbal or physical. Anger problems, where you can't control your impulses and the things you say because you know they're going to hurt the person really bad.
She keyed and egged my truck. And in July, she planted a tape recorder device in my house trying to catch me at cheating. Your Honor, Wendy is the one that actually was cheating. She was involved with the man for 9 months.
How did you come to find that out?
She openly admitted and told that to me.
Defendant Wendy Gomez is being sued by her ex-boyfriend, who claims Wendy vandalized 2 of his vehicles and planted a recording device in his home.
It's not normal for people to abuse others verbally or otherwise. All right. That's been going on throughout the relationship. She's been throwing eggs. Now that's normal on Halloween for 10-year-olds. So she's been throwing eggs. And what else? Key in your car. $1,000. How much it costs?
Several $1,000s to have repaired.
For one keying?
There was several keyings. I have pictures of the...
Let me see them. On several different instances?
Yes, there's the keys. Keying is on a motorcycle, which was a custom paint job.
Oh. Woo!
So
that was a custom paint
if you
job.
do a custom paint job, it turns into being a very expensive
Yes, absolutely.
paint job.
I can see how it goes up into thousands now. It's almost, is that hand painted?
It's actually airbrushed.
Okay.
And then they come in and actually paint over it. It takes approximately 3 to 4 months to have that
Yeah,
completed.
no, I can see it. Yeah, I can see everything you said in there. And she admits to it, right? You admit to keying it?
Yes.
All right. That's not what we hear, but you give me some background on the relationship, and then we'll get to the contract you allege she breached.
I caught him cheating on me, and then he became very physical abusive. We've had an on and off relationship for many years. In fact, when I was involved with somebody else, we were actually on a year break, so I didn't consider it cheating on him. But when we did get back together, I was very honest about what happened, and then we moved forward from our relationship from that. That particular incident is actually when we got back together after what happened to the motorcycle. No, I'm sorry. That's what led up to the motorcycle, because we got back together, and then when I walked in the bar, he acted like he didn't even know who I was.
That's the end of it. That's right. Where my keys?
It was the end of it.
Where my keys? Let me hear from you on the breach of contract, sir.
We are here because I loaned Wendy $1,850.
When was the first loan?
The first loan was for $1,000.
When?
was in 2013 for the motorcycle damage.
What else?
And I loaned her $500 when she was going through some pretty hardship times. She came to me, needed to borrow the money, so I loaned it to her. And then the $350 was shortly after that.
When was the last time you asked for your money?
I talked to Wendy about it on several occasions, but Wendy and I actually signed in April a promissory note.
Good.
And agreed to paying it back in 90 days.
Okay, let me hear from you, ma'am.
I do owe him the $500 for financial hardship. I will say that. I owe him about $298 for the car repair that he did help me out with. So I actually owe him about $798.
So why'd you sign something saying $1,850?
Because when I found him cheating on me and he got physical abusive with me, I was trying to get out of the house as fast as I could, and I left my purse there. And I have numerous text messages that say that he's holding my purse as ransom unless I pay him. So I have the text messages proving that as well.
Okay, well, we're talking about you signing this.
Right,
Why
but
did
I
you
never
sign
looked at
this?
the amount. I just
Okay,
signed
that's
it.
your defense.
I signed it to
Okay.
get my purse and get out of there, is what I
All
did.
right, and you don't know the amount.
No, I did not know the
Okay,
amount.
well, now you know,
I do know
$1,850.
the amount,
Okay,
yes.
well,
Yes.
that's out the way.
That's what led up to the motorcycle, because we got back together, and then when I walked in the bar, he acted like he didn't even know who I was.
That's the end of it. That's right. Where my
It
keys?
was the
Where
end
my
of it.
keys?
Defendant Wendy Gomez is being sued by her ex-boyfriend, who claims Wendy vandalized 2 of his vehicles and planted a recording device in his home.
Your counterclaim for $605 is for lost wages. How does he owe you for that?
We haven't seen each other since July 28th, but he's filed a restraining order against me with all these claims that I did in August. Well, we went to court and all that was dismissed because the judge didn't believe that he was actually telling the truth about any of that, so there is no restraining order. I have multiple text messages proving...
No, who filed the restraining order?
He filed it
Okay.
against me.
I did, Your Honor.
All right. So, in your wages today, though, is that for today's court hearing?
It's for the loss of wages for the time that I had to go to the court and fight for the restraining order, and also this matter today.
Okay. And how much time did you spend regarding the restraining order?
It was probably about 7 hours.
Okay. So you want how much for that day?
22 times 7, 14, 154.
154 for that day. All right, fighting the restraining order. Because today you're here for a meritorious claim, meaning he had every reason to bring you here. People receive lost wages typically from a court when it's a frivolous claim, and you've gotten people to take the day off to go to court, and you know you don't have a claim. You just, for whatever reason, are suing them, and it's frivolous. And so, yes, if you have to show up in court, that's one of the unfortunate things about the court system and American jurisprudence. Somebody accuse you and serve you or sue you, you got to at least show up, else you get a default judgment. And if it's frivolous, that's why they give unpaid wages. You've made this person show up on something you knew wasn't true and it's just some nonsense. But on the other hand, the judge gets to determine whether it's nonsense or not and determine the wages. And the judge can dismiss it immediately or not, but you have to answer it. You have to answer. If you ever get a lawsuit against you guys and viewers, you have to answer it. Just because you might think it's nothing, it's whatever, if you don't answer, the other person automatically wins. Now, sometimes you can come back to court and petition the court for a new hearing because for whatever reason, you weren't able to respond in time. If the judge buys it, he'll say, okay, I'll give you another hearing 30 days from now. If you don't come to that, it's over. He's not buying any more excuses about why you didn't make it the first time. You got a default judgment. And the lost wages, 154 for the restraining order. I'll grant you that. However, you coming here today was was well deserving because you signed a promissory note that you would pay, and you have it. And I'm not accepting your defense today. So judgment for the plaintiff, $1,850, according to what was signed here. And your counterclaim, I'll grant you $154 for the previous hearing that you had to take off for. All right, have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
I want to call you a bully because that's what you are, because you keep attacking me even though I've left you alone. But I'm glad that you finally got your way, Mr. Lowenstein. Have a wonderful life.
You too, Miss.
This is the last thing you can do to me. Amen.
I agree. No more.
Plaintiff Chiquita Whetstone says she was adopted when she was a baby. And at age 11, her adoptive mother left her with another woman and disappeared. Chiquita is desperate to find her family, and she believes the defendant may be her biological sister. So she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test. Defendant Karen Smith says 4 years ago, Chiquita reached out to her and claimed they may be sisters. Karen knows that it could be a possibility because her father ran the streets while he was with her mother, and she's eager to find out the results.
And we're here today to determine whether you all are siblings. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and you all taking DNA tests to that effect?
Yes, Your Honor.
And let me ask you to lead off with you. Give me some background.
I was adopted when I was 11 months old, and my mother was not ready to be a mother. She was promiscuous, and she ran the streets a lot. She dated men that did a lot of extracurricular activities, like smoking crack and partying all the time. So I spent a lot of time with babysitters or anybody that she would drop me off with. Over maybe 7, 8 years of this, she got a boyfriend that was on crack and promiscuous, and I caught them having sex, and he started trying to have sex with me. So she sent me away to have a better life. She promised the lady that she was gonna pay her. She never did. So the lady took it out on me.
Plaintiff Chiquita Whetstone believes the defendant may be her biological sister. So she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test.
What happened to the crackhead? I'm gonna stop you there.
Okay, which one?
The one that right, the one that tried to have sex with you.
Oh, he's dead now.
His heart bust from that crack?
Yes, sir. I had a very hard time. I was on the streets. I lived with people I didn't know.
At what age?
Oh, 12 and a half. Mm-hmm. And my mother that adopted me, she made it a point not to educate me. She was a school teacher, and her mother was a school teacher, and her grandmother was a principal. And she would tell me that deliberately that she would pay people to potty train me, teach me how to tie my shoes, and everything else.
Why you say she didn't want to educate you? She didn't want to educate you?
She did not want to.
What made you think that, or she said that?
She would tell me things. I was around 7 years old, and I cut my bangs, and she told me, "You want to be like your whorish white mother." Oh, I'm sorry. And that's what she would tell
me. But in terms of educating you, that's the part I'm missing.
She told me that she paid people to teach me.
But all right.
So
I didn't hear the part about teaching you your education. I heard about
ABCs
the potty training and shoe tying.
Yes, everything. Everything.
Okay, so you didn't go to school? Or?
She sent me to school in the second grade. They diagnosed me with ADD, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, and the whole list. Mm-hmm. So she was embarrassed and wanted to hide everything, and she wanted me.
Embarrassed at your behavior or something?
I wasn't a bad girl.
So embarrassed by what, if nobody knew?
Not being able to pass the test.
Okay.
At school.
Okay,
at
got
school.
it.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Your academic
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
skills.
She worked day and night. And so she would drop me off to different people, a lot of different people. So I didn't get much of an education because in the evening times when most kids are at home doing their homework, I was
Plus
being
you probably
neglected.
had some challenges with your disorders. And when did you leave there?
Oh, 11 and a half.
And where'd you go then, you say?
She left me with a lady, old friend of hers.
What happened?
I got beat at least 3 to 4 times a week with wooden objects and whatnot.
And how's that affected your life all the way down?
I have broken bone pieces.
Pardon?
I have broken bone pieces from my spine all the way down. I have pain from the top of my spine down to the bottom of my feet.
From physical abuse by your mother?
Yes, yes, that's where it started.
Okay. Let me hear from you.
I got a phone call from Shakita about 4 years ago, stating that she could possibly be my sister. I know in the past I've heard rumors that my father was out in the streets while with my mother. Since then, she has communicated with several of my cousins and kept, in contact with them. When we first communicated, she sent me paperwork that she had found once her adoptive mother was keeping her, that had my dad's name on it. And so she believed that she had been looking for a long time to try to find who her parents were. I want to say last year, she came up and we visited for a little while and, hugged and cried. And then after that, we went over to my cousin's house once I got off work to visit for a few hours. For me, still trying to figure out, if she is my sister, if she's not my sister.
That's why you all are here today, and we're going to find that out shortly. But ma'am, what made you think that Karen is your sibling?
New Year's Eve, 2014, I woke up and I thought to look online, and I Googled his name once again. I had been trying since I was 17 years old, and I found him. He left his obituary online, and I believe it was just for me and my twin brother that I was told that I have. I started looking. I saw her name, and I started
Saw her name in the obituary?
Yes, sir.
As
Yes,
what?
Your Honor.
As one of his daughters?
Daughter, yes. And I just started searching harder and harder and harder.
And what made you think from reading the obituary he was your father?
Because my adopted mother, she had some documents. I had an open adoption, and she had some documents. And before I even knew that I was adopted, I was looking for makeup, and I found my adoption records in her room.
Let me see. And you say from
Yes, sir.
that,
Yes, sir.
when you saw the obituary, you determined, okay, this is probably who it is.
Yes, Your Honor.
And please supply the information regarding adoption. Father, okay, somebody hand wrote this, obviously.
Yes.
This is one of the authorities hand wrote this?
That's my adopted mother's handwriting.
You seem pretty emotional today. Is that because of what your life has been like?
I would love to find my family. I don't have a family. I've never had anybody to love me like a family. And I see people on Christmas and I see people on Thanksgiving, and I don't have that. I've never had a birthday party. I don't feel like I'm alive.
Plaintiff Chiquita Whetstone believes the defendant may be her biological sister, so she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test.
So who did you grow up associating with as family?
The mother that adopted me, and she got married. Oh, I think I was around 6.
But the mother that adopted you, didn't she have relatives?
I knew that she had a mother,
Okay, that's it?
and that's it.
Okay, no cousins, aunts, uncles, any
I
of that?
wasn't aware of them, but after she
Okay.
passed away,
You found
comes
out
to
they
find out
existed.
that they do live right here in Chicago.
Okay. Okay, I understand now. Yeah, I know you were very, looked like you're in a lot of pain there emotionally. And whatever happens today, I think we should help you get some therapy.
Thank you.
Yeah, the conditions you mentioned does affect people's emotions. I have attention deficit, and I was troubled. I got a whooping every day. You say 3 times a week, I got one every day. So I understand that, and that our minds think differently. Thank God for my condition, because my mind looking at things differently, I think, did all right by me.
Yes.
Say so.
Yeah, folks like to come down on other folks about their conditions, whatever, their disorder, whatever you want to call me, you better bottle it up and pass it around, because it works. It ain't that bad on you. Let's see if we have a relative here, but I want to be able to help you get control of your outlook on things. How, do you have children?
Yes, sir.
All right, how old are your children?
Oh, 25, 22, and 6.
Okay,
I have all boys.
all right, and so you do have a family.
Oh.
Huh?
My older boys left me to be with their
But
dad,
they're still your family.
and I don't have them. I don't.
You
they
don't
left
talk to
because maybe once or twice a year. My baby is the one, the 6-year-old. That's who I hug and hold and get love from.
Yeah, I think you certainly need some counseling, man, because there's a whole different way of looking at that. I feel very proud that I was strong enough to overcome those obstacles and build my own family. And my mother died when I was a teenager, didn't have a father in my life, so I had nobody. When I went to college, I had to stay with my wife's parents over the holidays. They gave me a bedroom in their house, separate from my wife, of course.
That's right.
But when we were dating, I was 18, they give me a room in their house because I had nowhere to go other than my brothers who were living a destructive lifestyle. And now every time I go over there, I got to see everything under the sun going down. That's why y'all want to know how I know so much about everything, because everything was going down in the neighborhoods and the family members that I have when I go over their house. So my point is, I was anxious to have my family, and when I started my family, that became more important and the most fulfilling part of my life. And you should be proud that you are here. You're not drug addicted, you don't appear. You're not alcohol addicted. You're not living a destructive lifestyle. You have friends, right?
I had friends when I was a little girl.
Why don't you have them now, as an adult?
I lost contact. People moved away.
Why don't you get new friends?
And they
Why
end
don't
up
you get
trying
new
to be my
friends?
boyfriend.
Pardon me?
They end up trying to be my boyfriend.
No, ladies try to be your boyfriend or your girlfriend?
Some have.
All right. So sounds like, let me tell you what you've said. I'm trying to make sense with you, and I'm trying to get you past this situation that you have in your mind.
Mm-hmm.
You've told me that you don't have anybody, you've never had anybody. Then we find out you have 3 boys, a family. Then you have friends. You say every friend I try to make, they hit on me. So what you've created, you've painted a picture of hopelessness and despair.
Yes.
And I think you need intense counseling. How often do you go to counseling?
I went to counseling for 15 years.
How often?
At one point it was twice a week, and then they stopped me and had me going once a month.
Okay. Yeah, we'll be glad to help you with that.
Thank you.
Plaintiff Chiquita Whetstone believes the defendant may be her biological sister. So she petitioned the court for a sibling DNA test.
And why was it so important for you to find your dad?
I could never find my mother.
All right, and we're going to help you get therapy. And hopefully you can attend and get better.
Thank you.
But you're going to have to, unfortunately, kind of keep searching. And if we can help your search for your dad, we'll be glad to do that as well. But no, he isn't your dad.
Well, I just want to let you know that although he's not, my heart goes out to you. My family loves you, the ones you have been communicating with, and I want to give you a hug. And I'm always be there for you, okay?